Back on the Domino's post-game report as Carson-Newman falls to Tusculum 79-65. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Edmonds basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, the game in Greenville earlier this year was a tale of two halves, and that's how this one stacks up as well. Tusculum a 23-5 run late in the second half to get the job done. What changed first half to second half, especially when the Pioneers were keyed by that spurt?
I think, multiple things. First of all, we continued to do a poor job with ball control. We got veteran guys that just for whatever reason are struggling to take care of the basketball, and that will always hurt you. And that second half in particular, that run you're talking about, it was like if it could go wrong, it goes wrong.
Yeah.
We've got at least two of those possessions where it's 5-on-4 because we have guys that are laying on the other end of the court, and officials can't stop the action. So that was some of it. There was some broken, busted sort of scramble kind of plays down there where like I said, it's just a broken, busted play, and so it's a scramble and a shot opportunity occurs, and then we're coming on down this end and trying like crazy to find scoring opportunities. And credit to Tusculum, they're playing really, really good defense and making scoring opportunities tough. And when you're not scoring and you got defensive breakdowns and situational breakdowns, those things can happen. And we're calling timeouts, we're doing everything can to stop the bleeding, and we just time and again this team just becomes its own worst enemy. And I still want to give credit to Tusculum. I thought they did very well, but I just we keep on doing things to ourselves to have over and over and again. It just makes winning difficult.
Felt like at times in that second half, Tusculum couldn't miss.
Yeah.
How much of that was broken plays? How much of that was guys not closing out? How much of it was good defense, and the Pioneers were just making shots?
I think every bit of it. I think every bit of it was. I remember, like I said, I remember two made threes in particular in that stretch where Mason Bates had laying in here with a nose out of place, and they go 5-on-4. Well, you're gonna find a shot in 5-on-4. Another play where there's a scramble for a ball across the court, and they're we're also in the process of running to the ball, and they come up with it and just kick it out. There's a made three. So those were, I think,
back to
back. So and those things can happen. That's the game of basketball, And again, our team is such that, we just, when those kind of things happen, and you and I've talked about this throughout the year, we have a tendency to deflate in those situations. We've showed resilience at times, but too many times we've become deflated, and it's been almost like a reoccurring theme at times this year for us.
Felt like there was a moment or two where you at least stayed within the offense.
Yeah.
You didn't go one-on-one.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, and that was something we were really trying to do. We're not a team of one-on-one playmakers, and most teams don't have players that do that. And I thought they were much more committed to executing than we are. Just to be blunt, I thought they were much more committed to willing sort of their execution, and on our end, we get out of sorts when people really are determined to make it difficult. We sort of just lose the plot, and there's a level of responsibility on everybody's shoulders for that. But hopefully we can, between now and our next game on Saturday, we can figure out a way to solidify in that area and make progress there.
Big one on Saturday, senior day, and you welcome in Queens Royals Club that I'm not entirely certain how they did it. They were down 87-85 to Catawba with 29 seconds left, and Catawba had the basketball, and Queens pulls out a 91-87 win over the Indians. Queens obviously is really good. They're top 10 in the country for a reason. But senior day, Mason Bates, Parker Olay, Malik Abraham, Grant Teichman. What do you do between now and then with that in mind, sending out your –
Well, nothing changes in terms of our process. We need to get refreshed. We need to get sort of healed up and get re-energized, come into practice on Friday, and start making preparations because, we actually have 2 games in 3 days. We've got Queens on Saturday, and we turn around on Monday, and I've got Mars Hill here, and so we've got to make sure that we don't do anything in the meantime that's going to deflate or lessen our energy. So we've sort of got to double up here a little bit the next couple of days in terms of just preparation, because these last 3 that we have are critically important for tournament positioning and for our own psyche at this point.
All right, Chuck, pleasure as always. We'll talk to you Saturday against the Royals.
Thanks, Kev.
That is Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Eagles